I came because it was affordable. I left wondering why nobody talks about it. If you're looking for an unforgettable vacation without spending a fortune, I think I found it. After visiting more than 100 countries, this became one of the best value trips I've ever taken. I came because it was affordable, but that's not what I'll remember. 5 days later, I was standing on the rim of an active volcano, riding a bike through the sky, dancing with locals I'd only just met, and asking myself one question: why isn't everyone talking about this place? When I planned this trip, the first thing that caught my attention wasn't the beaches or the volcanoes. It was the price. Hotels were affordable. The food was amazing. Getting around was easy. I figured even if the destination was average, at least it wouldn't cost much. I couldn't have been more wrong. This is the smallest country in mainland Central America. So in just a few hours, you can go from volcanoes to the Pacific Ocean, through coffee-covered mountains and colorful towns. Every day felt like a completely different adventure. The next morning, I hiked to the top of an active volcano. Halfway up, I was already questioning my decision. Then I reached the crater. One look, and every step became worth it. This tiny country has more than 170 volcanic structures, giving it one of the highest volcanic densities in the world. While I was taking photos, my guide pointed toward the volcano and said, "That volcano helps power people's homes." I thought he was joking. He wasn't. Some of these volcanoes generate geothermal electricity that helps power the country. Then it all made sense. Volcanoes don't just shape the landscape here, they power cities. They grow some of Central America's finest specialty coffee. They even preserved one of the country's greatest archaeological treasures. Just when I thought I'd seen the best part of the trip, I found myself pedaling a bicycle, suspended high above a valley. Halfway across, I made the mistake of looking down. A few minutes later, I was riding a surfboard attached to a zipline, flying over the trees. Then came a giant butterfly swing overlooking the mountains. I couldn't stop smiling. Travel isn't always about famous landmarks. Sometimes it's about feeling like a kid again. The surprises kept coming. I visited Joya de Chiren, known as the Pompeii of the Americas, where a Maya farming village was preserved beneath volcanic ash for more than 1,400 years. Then I learned that in 2021, El Salvador became the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, alongside the US dollar. Love the idea or not, it's another reminder that this country isn't afraid to be different. But my favorite memory had nothing to do with volcanoes or history. One evening, I stayed behind after dinner. The music got louder. Someone handed me a drink. Another person invited me to dance. Within minutes, strangers treated me like an old friend. We laughed, we shared food, we celebrated together. That's when I realized the best part of traveling isn't always the places you visit. It's the people you meet. On my last evening, I walked through El Tunco, as surfers waited for the perfect Pacific wave, along with El Sonzal and Punta Roca. It's one of the country's world-famous surf breaks. And here's one last fact I never knew. El Salvador is the only country in Central America that borders only the Pacific Ocean. Standing there, watching the sun disappear into the ocean, I thought back to why I booked this trip. I came because it was affordable, but I left with something worth far more than the money I saved. A completely different perspective. After visiting more than 100 countries, I've learned that the places people overlook often leave the biggest impression. For me, that place was El Salvador. I'm on a mission to visit all 195 countries. Where should I explore next?